First for the visiting Oregon Tech, a sophomore guard from Vancouver, Washington, number 3, Cam Osborne. A sophomore guard from Portland, Oregon, number 5, Eric Frazier. A sophomore guard from Wilsonville, Oregon, number 23, Keegan Shivers. A senior forward from Petaluma, California, number 25, Joey Potts. A senior guard from Medford, Oregon, number 35, Mason Faust. The Owls are coached by Justin Parnell. All right, Wildcat fans, take out your phones for the light show. For your Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. A senior guard from Brownsburg, Indiana, number 13, Spencer Binsfield. A senior forward from Essex, London, number 15, Tim Adatukazi. A senior guard from Fishers, Indiana, number 20, Noah Smith. A sophomore guard from Kansas City, Missouri, number 21, Griffin Kluber. And a graduate student center from Clark Summit, Pennsylvania, number 42, Seth Maxwell. The Wildcats are coached by Greg Conagle and assisted by Jeff Clark, David Osborne, and Chris Smith.
Very Frank, there we finally have the starting lineups ready to tip this one off. Should be a great basketball game. Oregon Tech, the Hustling Owls, under the tutelage of their 7th-year head coach, Justin Parnell, who is an outstanding guard in his own right in his playing days at Oregon Tech. Mitch Fink, I think his assistant coach, was also an outstanding guard as well. But the Tech Owls from Klamath Falls, Oregon, coming to this game with a record of 1-0, fresh off a victory against the number 6 team in the preseason polls, William Jessup, 95-76. Conversely, IWU, Perry, when have we last seen Indiana Wesleyan under 500? They're 1-2 right now. They lost to Thomas More, the preseason number 2 team in the nation, right here at Lucky Arena on Saturday, where they really struggled offensively after getting off to a hot start. Boy, they really, the shooting woes kind of sank in.
Yes, you're exactly right, Roger. I spoke with the coaches before the game, and it's like they're waiting for things to click. The offense just cannot get going consistently. And when you play good competition like they have in their first 3 games, you know, defense can only carry you so far. You have to put points on the board. And Wildcats tonight are playing a program with a lot of winning heritage in its system, Roger. So this is going to be a tough-fought game here tonight in Lucky Arena.
We have a delay to the start here. I think there's an issue with the shot clock down on the west side of the arena. Talk about Oregon Tech. Talk about Indiana Wesleyan, 2 programs in the NAI, which just a rich tradition of victories and championships. Both these teams, 3 national championships, along with Bethel, the only 2 teams that were in the old Division II. Only 3 teams, excuse me, with those 3 national championships. These teams have played 3 times, but every time it's been in the national tournament. They've been some epic contests. Danny Miles, the former head coach, one of the all-time winningest coaches in the history of all of college basketball, had over 1,000 career victories. So this is a program that plays great competition. They expect to play great competition. They expect to win. And I'm going to tell you what, we talked about the Wildcats needing to put points on the board. You better put points on the board, because this isn't the Oregon Tech Owls. They're the Hustling Owls. They will get up and down the floor. They will shoot the 3. They will run and gun, and they will put points on the board, so you better be able to respond.
Yes. I kind of anticipate seeing the Wildcats definitely going through the 7-foot Seth Maxwell tonight. It just seems like, Roger, when they utilize the post, good things happen because Seth sees the floor very well. And he can recognize the double team right away. And I think he's going to have a big advantage inside. Although Potts is 6'10", I still think Seth Maxwell is going to have an advantage. So that could really open things up for our outside shooters. The key is, hopefully, can the Wildcats knock down outside shots?
Well, and for Indiana Wesleyan, Spencer Piercefield is averaging about 21 points a ball game. But he's going to have to get a little bit of help. Someone else on the perimeter is going to have to maybe knock down some shots as well, because we saw against Thomas More, Spencer started off kind of hot. Boy, they really focused in on him and didn't really get much help.
That's right. And, that's part of the reason why you have games that are pre-conference games. They don't count in the conference, but nonetheless, they're important. And you want to establish a winning season, at least get started. I know Greg Townigal does not want to start this season 1-3.
Well, the other thing we'll talk about is the Wildcats gave up 10 offensive rebounds to Thomas More. They got killed on the boards. They can't do that tonight.
No, not at all.
All right, we're ready to tip this one off. We got all the lights and bells working, and the Oregon Tech Hustling Owls win the tap. There you see it out on top with the drive. The guard Cam Osborne, but out of Takasi with the rebound. Oregon Tech on a really unique road trip. They're here in Marion, Indiana against Indiana Wesleyan. You see the nice backdoor feed to Ada Takasi, and the Wildcats take the early 2-0 lead. But Friday they'll be at Grace College. There's a quick 3. That's what we talked about.
That's exactly right.
Eric Frazier knocking it down. I wouldn't say it's a fast break, but it's certainly a secondary break, and they're not going to run a lot of shot clock. Here's Noah Smith, and he knocks down the
Boy, it'd be nice to see Noah get his offense going, Roger. That's been a little bit of the missing link there for the Wildcats offensively. Because coming back from the knee injury that he had is a very difficult thing to do.
Wildcats on top by 2. Here's another 3. That one's off the mark by Frazier. Here comes Smith. Up head to Cleaver.
We got another shot clock issue there above the west end.
Oh, and that is a unfortunate circumstance right there for the Wildcats, because Cleaver was going in for the wide open layup.
It was.
Well, not sure what's going
It's
on.
back on.
Well, now Oregon Tech has a very outstanding engineering school. We need to get an engineer over here to.
Good point.
While we're at it, got to say hi to my cousin, Amy DeSaro, in Klamath Falls, and her husband, Don, who's a faculty member at Oregon Tech.
Oh, all right.
There's a nice back door.
Back door and a nice entry pass.
Piercefield with his first layup. Wildcats on top by 4. We're early, just underway. Here's Osborne out on top. The lob. Oh, and I don't know if Maxwell got a piece of that or not. Here's the lob in the set.
Under. Oh, now he made it anyway.
Not sure how he made that shot. The Wildcats are up by 6. Good defense here in the half court by the Wildcats. Shot clock is down to 13. Frazier lost the handle and out to Takasi. No, that's Noah Smith who comes away with it. Piercefield, quick draw, McGraw, no. Oh, there's a near save, but
Seth lost his footing. Oh, nice steal by Spencer. We got a Dunkaroo going here.
Well, this will be an easy 2.
Yes. Don't get much easier than that.
Seth Maxwell with his second field goal. And the Wildcats jump out to the early lead, 11-3.
Oh, wow, I like the intensity on defense.
Well, another turnover here, kind of uncharacteristic for Oregon Tech. Cleaver picks up the dribble, so he kicks it out. Griffin Cleaver with the drive. Oh, he had it swatted inside by Potts. Whoa! Boy, we had guys going all over the place.
Yeah,
hopefully everyone gets up. Good hustle play there. And the Owls have the basketball, looking to cut into this 8-point Wildcat lead. And a trap.
Drug it, I think.
I will say this, Perry, it's very early, but I think the Wildcats, at least on the defensive end, are certainly looking more aggressive and more assertive than what they did on Saturday.
Yeah. Greg Tonico has his team ready, no doubt about it.
Checking in for Indiana Wesleyan, number 33 is Javen Buchanan, the freshman from Lafayette, Indiana. Boy, the Wildcats are obviously very high on Javen and expect big things from him.
He comes in with very high credentials. Lots of talent.
But certainly a big adjustment from high school. Javen posting up. Powers it up with the left hand and good.
Nice left-handed move.
Good start for Javen Buchanan. Wildcats had their biggest lead. They're up by 10. Lot of basketball, though, yet to be played here. But a good start for Indiana Wesleyan. Guerrera, who's checked in, kicks this one out and knocking down the perimeter shot.
Potts is showing an outside touch there.
So the second 3 for the Oregon Tech Owls inside. Oh, that was a tough shot.
Like I said earlier, Roger, I really think that's an advantage for the Wildcats here. I think Seth can have his way inside.
Yeah. Here's a steal.
Nice weak side defense. Noah Smith anticipated that pass. Stepped right in the passing lane.
Smith got the screen, but missed the 3. And I think that's going to be a foul on Takasi.
Yes.
But I don't mind that foul from Tim right there.
I agree. Talking to Big Tim before the game, he's been fighting some injuries too, and he told me he's just playing through it the best he can.
Here's a timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. We'll be right back here with Wildcat basketball. Roger Alcock and Perry Frank back here in Lucky Arena, where the Wildcats have gotten off to a good start here. Perry, they're 7 of 10 from the field. They've knocked down 1 3. Oregon Tech only 2 of 5 from the field, both of those being 3-point shots made. So it's a great start for the Wildcats. We'll see if they can maintain it. One thing we are very confident, Oregon Tech outstanding offensively, they will score their points once they get things going here.
Yeah, they will. And this Wildcat defense has created 5 Oregon Tech turnovers.
Yeah. Alex Stauffer's checked in for Indiana Wesleyan.
Oh.
And there's a foul on the reach-in. Noah Smith.
Had it.
So that'll be the first. Noah Smith, the team's second. In for Oregon Tech, Noah Thomas, a freshman guard from Chico, California.
Wildcats are fortunate there, right?
Yes. Really nice design on that out-of-bounds play. Just didn't quite execute. Here is Stauffer. Now Stauffer 6'8", but he can shoot the 3. Oh, there's Noah Smith wheeling and dealing inside.
See how he wanted the ball?
Yeah.
He knew he could post that guy up, and he did with success.
And just like that, now Perry, the Wildcats have the biggest lead of the ball game at 11. And I think this may be an offensive foul. No.
I'm not sure.
No.
Maybe Alex Stauffer, maybe. I'm not sure, Roger. Yeah.
On the lob.
Oh, what hustle.
Piercefield. Here's Javen Buchanan. Javen. The length to the floor and lays it off the glass. The Owls need a timeout.
Timeout.
Is it a full or a 30?
I don't know, but Coach Justin Parnell is going to try and plug the dike here, Roger. We got an onslaught started right here.
30-second timeout. Perry, we talked about, really briefly, Oregon Tech here in Marion tonight. Then they're on the road Friday up at Grace, Winona Lake, about an hour north. And then about another hour north of that at Bethel College. So how would you like to be the coach? You just flew cross country, you know.
Three pretty difficult gyms
Yes,
to play in.
but today is like your first real day here.
Yes.
You got some of those.
Could that be a little lethargic? Absolutely.
Yeah, but these are the kind of games when the Wildcats will be on the road a couple weeks in South Dakota for the Small College Classic. These are the kinds of games though that will pay dividends in the future at a national tournament.
Where prepare, yes, for sure, absolutely. But, you know, the question is always at the start of the year, you know, how long will it take for your guys to mesh?
Yeah.
Bringing in new players, sometimes you have a transfer too, but how fast will your team mesh together?
Well, certainly Indiana Wesleyan has bounced back very well here early.
Wow, look at that.
Another turnover out of Takasi. Takes it coast to coast.
Wildcats are not only getting turnovers, Roger, they're cashing them in at the other end.
Certainly taking advantage of those turnovers.
That was a great steal by Big Ten.
Here's Jay Elmore swinging around.
Look at Spencer playing tough. Wow.
Good ball movement, though. The 3 on its way in and out. And then I think Takasi may have gotten the foul on the rebound. Nope. It's Stauffer, I believe.
Well, that's his second if that's Stauffer. No, I think it is Big Ten.
Well, the team's fourth foul.
Who did they call that on, Rod?
And 12. I don't have a 12 for IWU.
21.
Oh, 20.
Griffin Cleaver.
Griffin Cleaver, yes. Offensive rebound. Another chance for the Owls in the post. No.
That's a push off on Griffin. That's his second. Trying to get position.
Yeah. Well, the foul's starting to rack up here for the Wildcats. Yeah. They have 5.
Yes.
Oregon Tech yet to pick up their
some
first.
Of that is the fact that the Wildcats are playing so aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that. When you play aggressive, you're going to commit fouls. That's part of it.
If you saw the Thomas More game on Saturday and how many offensive rebounds they gave up, it makes sense. Because they have been told, you're not going to give up that offensive rebounds like that again.
Greg Tonigal has put some fire in their pants here today. You can tell.
Long 3 on its way. No. Oh, and
a kick out. Yeah, that was a kick out. Absolutely.
Technical foul is going to be called.
They've changed that call.
Yes.
They're going to call that now from the three-point shot. If you kick out to try and draw contact.
Jay Elmore.
It's a violation, and you are going to pay court cost. In this case, it's Spencer Piercefield at the free throw line.
Well, so that will put Spencer Piercefield at the line. And a rare miss from the free throw line.
Very rare. And you know Spencer hates that. Those are freebies.
Well, the Wildcats will have the basketball.
Well, it's hard to believe Oregon Tech has 6 points, and we're over 6 minutes into this game. That's 2 baskets. They've hit 2 3-point shots. But you have to credit the Wildcat defense.
We had a chance to talk very briefly before the game with Coach Justin Purnell. Great guy. He's done an amazing job at Oregon Tech, and didn't like that call, but
no, it's right in front of us, so I saw it right in front of us. And they're going to call that. It's the old Reggie Miller move.
Yeah, it's just it's more of a point of emphasis now.
Yes.
Well, here's Noah Smith. If you're a Wildcat fan, remember Dan Largy from last year. You're kind of glad that they didn't call that on him a few times last year.
Well, Javen is putting some moves.
Yeah. Well, I think Javen is playing with a lot more confidence than we've seen.
I think you're
maybe in the first few ball games.
Like you said, it's an adjustment from, and I know he played big time high school ball, but it's an adjustment to college from high school, and sometimes it takes a while to transition.
Buchanan knocks down that first free throw. Boy, it's a 16-point lead. I did not expect this at all. So we said against William Jessup in their first game, a very good William Jessup team. Oregon Tech scored 95 points.
Well, we know they're going to find their mojo. It's just a matter of time.
Both free throws. Guerra gets it back out on top. Now he pulls up on the baseline jumper. Boy, that rim is just tight right now.
And he had a good look. He had a great look. He should have hit that shot.
Here's Stauffer for the Wildcats, dumping it inside to Buchanan. Oh, good move, but couldn't get the lefty to go.
Move. He just didn't finish it. You're right. He's got a nice left hand.
Here's Guerra. Good defense once again. Wow. Leads to another turnover. Piercefield gives it up to Noah. Inside to Buchanan. Couldn't handle the hot potato.
And it was there, too. He was open.
12:31 to go. The Wildcats on top, 23-6. Frazier Faust back in for Oregon Tech.
And number 25.
And let's see, number 25. Joey Potts back in. And on top, here's Frazier being guarded by Piercefield. A loose ball. Another turnover. Boy, that's shocking. Piercefield pulling up. And the rebound taken away here by Bauman.
That's a shot that Spencer Piercefield is going to hit most of the time.
I think that's a shot when you're up 23-6. Okay, take that one. Now, if you're tied, you might want to work the ball a little bit more, but
I think Spencer Piercefield has the green light. He's probably got the neon light.
I'm just old and curmudgeon-y.
Old school.
Here's the kick
That's
out.
Wide open.
Good look at that three. Will not fall. Boy, a bad outlet though, and they give it right back.
Slipped out of his hand. I'm not sure.
Here's Osborne giving it up. Frazier with the drive.
Got stuffed by the rim.
Yeah, he got a little too far underneath, and Buchanan has it. Here's Javen Buchanan along the left side. Back here to Noah Smith. There goes Seth Maxwell with the screen on top. Well, he just backs him in and draws the foul. Boy, that sounded like all ball from here.
It did. Seth Maxwell showed pretty good footwork there on the reverse pivot.
That'll be the team's second. I don't think that's correct. I think that's team third. But because Buchanan went to the line earlier, and that was the second. But
Seth's going to get 2 free throws here. Could put the Wildcats up 19 if he knocks them both down.
Harry, I'd have to go back, look at the play-by-play, but the Owls have been sitting on 6
for you talk about stuck in the mud. My goodness. They're just spinning their wheels on number 6.
Adetukasi back in for the Wildcats. And Nolan Mater, 25, is checked in. As Maxwell misses that second free throw. But it is an 18-point Indiana Wesleyan lead right now. Not quite halfway through the first half. Frazier to Potts. Here's the handoff to Shivers. Pull up in the paint. Will not fall for Osborne. He had a nice look.
He sure did.
Here's Mater, dumps it inside.
Clear out and let Seth go to work.
He just powers it up and in. Oh, couldn't get it to fall.
He thought he got fouled. I thought he was going to dunk it.
I did too. Here's a quick 3, in and out. Oh, look at Seth go up high for that rebound. Oh, and if that is on Potts, that'll be his second.
I don't think that's on Potts.
Oh, okay.
Frazier, I think. Right.
Yep, they call on Eric Frazier. That'll be his first. Guerra checking back in for Indiana Tech. Right now, Coach Parnell just trying to find some kind of group that'll get things moving offensively. I'm going to reset the shot clock to 20.
Got quiet in here, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Not a bad crowd for Tuesday night.
Election night.
Yeah. Hey, maybe second half we can go over some election results and or not. And we remind our friends that are watching in Oregon tonight, the polls are still open because it's, of course, 3 hours behind Indiana time. Turnaround, Seth Maxwell. Now that's a big-time move.
Wildcats have a 20-point lead. Who would have predicted this?
That's a Mr. Miyagi move.
Wow.
If do correct, no can defend. You just cannot. That's a shot you can't stop.
You can't stop a fadeaway. The negative thing about it, you're not going to go to the free throw line shooting fadeaways, but you definitely have a clear look.
Adetukasi swings it out here to Noah. Smith back to Tim. Well, he's going to launch a 3. In and out. Seth will draw the foul. And you can see right now, you can just see the frustration on the Oregon Tech Owl team. Because
and have you noticed the last 5 or 6 minutes, we're really starting to see the presence of Seth Maxwell in the paint.
Yeah.
I mean, he's setting up shop, and he is open for business.
Maxwell will be at the line.
And you kind of expect that out of your 5th-year graduate senior, I think Seth's going to have a great year. He's been blessed. He's not really been injured throughout his entire career, Roger.
He had that nose injury with the mask,
nose injury, but I'm not sure that kept him out. I think he continued to play.
Just a few games, and then he was back in. Checking back in. Well, let's see, Jay Elmore is back in for Oregon Tech.
It's a well-deserved rest as Alex Stauffer comes back in.
Well, and right now, Perry, if I do the math correctly, 27-6, that's a 21-point Wildcat lead with 9:15 to go.
I mean, how long has Oregon Tech been stuck on 6 points?
Oh, goodness.
They're like frozen in time. Look at that defense.
Here's Adetukasi. Tim stepping through. Lost the handle. That was a good hustle play getting back defensively there by Blake Jensen. Guerra spinning. Leave it inside. Oh, missing the layup though.
Missed a cookie. See if the Wildcats can add to their lead.
Piercefield leaves it for Mater. Kicks it back to Spencer.
Oh, nice swing.
The drive, the draw, the dish, and the three. And Coach Parnell has no choice but to call a timeout. A full timeout on the floor with 8:34 to go. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back here with Wildcat basketball. Along with Perry Frank and Roger Alcock back in Luck Arena, where the Wildcats in control right now, 30-6. Perry, there was a timeout called with 15:33 to go in the first half. The score was 15-6. Wildcats are on a 15-0 run. That's just a long time, 7 minutes to go without any scoring. Yeah. That's a rough
and you know, it's been outstanding defense, but honestly, Oregon Tech has got a few good looks, Roger.
Yeah.
They just cannot knock anything down.
Yeah.
But still, you have to take your hat off to that defense that the Wildcats are displaying out here.
I think it's a combination of really solid defense and then just maybe playing a little tight.
Yeah, like right there, that defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Tim is guarding him like he owes him money. I mean, he's all over him. Unbelievable. Greg Tonical has got his team prepared. It's been textbook so far.
Well, I remember very well back in 2007 when Coach Tonical, in his second year here at Indiana Wesleyan, took his team to the NAI National Tournament. And in the second round, they played a team called Oregon Tech, one of the top teams in the country. And when the Wildcats, who had never been there before, came away that evening with the 95-82 victory. So Wildcat basketball is not the same anymore, and that was a huge win against an elite program that showed where this program had come from and where it was heading.
Absolutely. There's another turnover.
Up ahead, here's Stauffer.
Too far under, but he got it anyway.
Should have mentioned, though, that basket just moments ago, that first points for Oregon Tech in nearly 8 minutes. Another steal. Goodness gracious.
How many steals does Spencer Piercefield have now, Raj?
Well,
I mean, he's making a bid for Secretary of Defense out here.
Unofficially, I have Oregon Tech with 12 turnovers, and there is Nolan Mader with the big three. Nolan Mader from Tip City, Ohio, the sophomore, knocking down the three.
Party here on the scoreboard.
35-8. Oh, wide open three. Boy, that doesn't get any more wide open. Just couldn't knock it down. That was Potts with the field goal attempt there. See, Grant Toll is getting ready to check in for Oregon Tech. And
call timeout.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan. I think it's going to be a 30. Actually, it's a full timeout on the floor with 6:49 to go. We will take a break. We'll be back with more Wildcat basketball right after this. I got to think here, what's 35?
Timeout, Wildcats, full timeout.
Back here in Lucky Arena, Marion, Indiana, I'm Roger Alcock and Perry Frank. Perry, I want to unpack just a little bit more what I was talking about back in 2007 when Coach Stonigal took his Wildcat team to the NAIA National Tournament, the Division II tournament at the time in Branson, Missouri, and had a nice opening round victory, having never been there before, and guys were all excited. But then they had to take on this Oregon Tech and little living Hall of Fame legend Danny Miles as their head coach. And well, the Wildcats that game came away with a 95-82 victory, and it really established this program as like a team to be contended with now, because it wasn't a fluke now.
No, right. That was a stepping stone to what we're seeing today, Roger. I totally agree with that. And Greg was young.
Yes.
Coach Greg Tonigal he was like 25 years old.
This young guy from Valparaiso, the young whippersnapper.
And you know what? Yeah. Mike Frotsky hired him and said, I'm going to take a chance on this young man. I'm impressed. And my goodness, look at the dividends it's paid.
Here's another turnover. As Takasi getting on the floor. It's good to see that hustle. Quite frankly, I saw Spencer Piercefield on Saturday on the floor, but you didn't kind of see that across the board. And I think the Wildcats are, man, they're fired up for this ball game.
A lot of intensity. And we've seen a lot of good minutes out of the freshman, Javen Buchanan here, Roger. Lots of good minutes out of the freshman, and that's good. We need some contribution from some of these young guys.
Yeah, Buchanan, Piercefield, and Cleaver on the floor, along with Takasi. And Seth Maxwell, he was hiding in the corner. Hard for Seth to hide, but he was hiding over there.
Oregon Tech's went into a full court press here now.
See if they can't create some turnovers of their own.
And Griffin Cleaver tripped on the mid-court line.
Boy, Buchanan, though, I love him out on top against the press. He sees right over the top of it. Oh, he steps out three. No. And there's a good rebound there by Grant Tull. Back quickly the other way. This is Oregon Tech's game right there. That's what they want to do. Get the rebound, run, and pop the wide open three.
They'd like to get a little momentum before halftime. And you know, if you're Coach Justin Parnell, all you can tell your team is to start chopping wood and just keep chopping wood and try and whittle away at that lead.
Inside.
Boy, that's pretty easy.
Buchanan.
That is a pretty easy basket.
And Javen Buchanan just almost quietly off the bench with 8 points now for Indiana Wesleyan. Here's Tull. Kicks it out. And blocked.
Wow.
Well, I thought maybe Buchanan got him with the body, but no. And back the other way.
Nice block. I agree with you. He might have got some body on that, too. He definitely had all ball.
37-11. Noah Smith back in for Indiana Wesleyan. He'll replace Takasi. Foul situation fairly even. Wildcats with 6. The Owls with 4. Wildcats break it fairly easy. Here's Maxwell. Boy, you can't give him the ball there one-on-one in that spot.
You can't defend him. He's got too many steps on his ladder. They cannot defend that.
28-point lead, the biggest lead. High arcing
over
shot.
The 7-footer. My goodness, I'm impressed. That was a difficult shot.
Noah Thomas with his first field goal. Piercefield.
Yeah.
That's swatted from behind. And so the foul on Thomas, his first. You know, it's a pretty young Oregon Tech team when you look at their roster. Not a lot of seniors on this squad.
No, they started 3 or 4 sophomores.
Yeah, Potts a senior, and Faust a senior started for him, but a lot of sophomores. And the reach foul there on Grant Tull.
Both teams now have 6 fouls, so the next Foul either way should be bonus time.
Of course, Oregon Tech from the Cascade Collegiate Conference, teams like College of Idaho, Lewis Clark, schools like that, they sometimes will have these interesting road trips where you go on the road and play, double headers in a sense, because of the distance of travel sometimes in that conference. Teams in Oregon, Washington, California. Oh, there the nice feed inside and a travel.
You know what I like about that last move from Seth Maxwell? He never brought the ball down.
No hesitation.
And it's such a habit for a big guy when he gets it, bring it down to get your feet set. But when you bring it down, you're in range for those little pesky guards to reach in there. And he kept the ball up.
Here's Javen Buchanan, left wing.
He's taking it to the hole. Good effort.
Well, that inside, I think it was Nolan Mader fighting for that rebound and jump ball.
Possession going the other way.
Certainly a more aggressive, assertive Wildcat squad than we saw on Saturday. There's just no doubt about it.
They're leaving it all out here on the court today.
So with the possession arrow, the Owls have the basketball. They trail 41-13. We're under 4 minutes to go. Look at Mader with the near steal. And Maxwell has it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds.
Nice weak side defense from Nolan Mader. He rotated down because Seth had rotated over to help.
Keegan Shivers checks in.
You have to admit, Roger, when it comes to coaching the ABCs of defense, there's none better than Greg Tonigal. And of course, you've got Jeff Clark and
Dave
Osborne, Chris Smith, all sitting right beside him too.
Oh, great!
And they know the game.
Here's Noah Smith backing it down. Oh, posting up and knocking it off the glass. And he drew the double team.
He is. He did draw a double team. You're right. He still scored. Oh, he almost had a steal.
That's a 30-point Indiana Wesleyan lead. Just a shocking score right now. Here's Smith with the rebound. Up ahead to Buchanan. That's a turnover.
That was an interception.
Guerra gives it up. And a three. No, wide open three just will not fall for Thomas out of the corner. Under 3 minutes to play. Whole half of basketball to come, though, after this.
Yeah, I looked a little bit ago like Oregon Tech might take a little momentum into the locker room at halftime, but that has changed.
Smith, I thought, was looking for the lob, but Maxwell has it knocked away, and now the foul, I believe, on Mader.
Yeah, it is, and it's bonus time for Oregon Tech.
Number 25, Mader, his first team.
The first on Nolan Mader, team 7th, so at the line for Oregon Tech. Let's see who is shooting yet. We'll see. Checking in for Oregon Tech is Cody Bauman, 6'7" junior from Mount Shasta, California. Alex Stauffer going to check back in for the Wildcats. Give Seth Maxwell a break. Adachikasi back in as well for Cleaver. At the line, Jamison Guerra for Oregon Tech. Guerra yet to score in this ball game, looking for his first few points. Wait, misses the free throws. And I'm going to tell you what, Oregon Tech is going to be very happy to get away from this basket on the east side, actually the west side of Lucky Arena. It has not been kind.
No, and if you're Coach Justin Parnell, what do you
look at that move? Wow. That's a freshman, folks.
I'm just starting to say, what does Justin Parnell tell his team at halftime? I mean, what do you do when you're down as of right now, 32 points?
It's 0-0, and let's win the second half.
Wow. I mean, somebody needs to put a cape on.
Buchanan with the big rebound. It's been fun to see Javen Buchanan playing with some confidence here in the first half.
This entire half for Indiana Wesleyan, Roger, has been textbook at both ends.
Adachikasi, no. And the rebound comes down to Thomas. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Oh. Thomas almost dribbled that off his foot, but he got it back. Very impressed with the Wildcats defensively here in the first half. Shot clock is down to 9.
I mean, the rotations, the help defense.
Guerra, no.
Everything.
And Buchanan with the rebound. Mater kicks it out. And the Wildcats will set it up here in the half court. I had to go in zone here, Oregon Tech is. I don't think I've seen this in the first half. May have missed it. Shot clock down to 5. Out of the corner. Knocking down the 3 is Nolan Mater. With 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. And Coach Purnell just looks and shakes his head. What can you do?
Wildcats are a well-oiled machine here this evening. That's all you can say.
Boy, you talk about a tale of 2 games.
Credit this coaching staff. They have this team prepared. I mean, they've been growling from the very start.
Guerra dribbles underneath. And I believe Buchanan's going to pick up the foul.
Another bonus, 1-on-1.
That'll send Cody Bauman to the line. That'll be the second foul on Javen Buchanan. And Bauman will be shooting a 1-on-1. Buchanan will sit down as that is his second foul.
35-point lead against, am I thinking, in Oregon Tech, ranked number 20th in the nation?
Number 22 preseason.
22 preseason.
But the Wildcats were number 5 and they 1 and 2. But certainly Oregon Tech, always a perennial power in the Cascades Collegiate Conference, always in contention for a conference championship.
Boy, so far here tonight, it's been an absolute train wreck for the Oregon Tech team.
We'll see how they respond here in the second half. Shot or game clock down to 7. Oh, here's Stauffer. Cha-ching! Holy cow! And that's the way the first half will come to a close with Indiana Wesleyan absolutely on fire. They'll take a 51-13 lead into the locker room. And Perry, as good as IWU has been offensively, they've fed their offense by being aggressive and determined on the defensive end.
Look at the production off of the bench guys, Roger. I mean, all the bench guys that have came into the game have all contributed from top to bottom. And that's got to make Greg Toggle happy.
Yeah, the Wildcats from the field right now, 21 of 34. That's 62%.
Well, they've shot so bad in these first 3 games. You know, water always finds its level.
Yeah.
And we know the Wildcats have good shooting, so.
Well, Oregon Tech, conversely, only 5 of 28, 18%, 3 of 13 from the three-point line. The Wildcats are 5 of 11, which is outstanding, 46%.
Turnovers for Oregon Tech, are you showing that? That's got to be double-digit turnovers.
Let's take a look. Rebounding, the Wildcats leading the rebounding battle here, 20 to 13. Take a look as I scroll down here in terms of assists. Wildcats, 15 assists to 5 turnovers. Oregon Tech, 4 assists to 15 turnovers. That's got to just drive Coach Parnell crazy.
Yes.
And bench points. You talked about the Wildcat bench. 21 points coming off the bench for Indiana Wesleyan. Now leading scores here in the first half. Boy, it's kind of hard to say for Oregon Tech right now. Frazier has 3, Potts has 3, and Elmore has 3. But for Indiana Wesleyan, they were led in that first half by Seth Maxwell at 14 points. Outstanding first half for him. Noah Smith with 10 points. Javen Buchanan with 8. Alex Stauffer with 7. So Nolan Mater with 6 points. We have Stauffer, Mater, Buchanan all coming off the bench, knocking down shots for the Wildcats. So
a lot of balance. Definitely no supply chain shortage there.
No. Well, we have a whole other half of basketball, though, yet to be played. So we'll take a break. We'll pause and be back in a little bit with the second half of action. We'll catch you then here along the Wildcat Basketball Network. And welcome back here to Lucky Arena, where at the half the Wildcats hold a commanding lead, 51 to 13. A really quite shocking score. Perry Frank, and about 40 seconds away from the second half. And I guess if you're Coach Justin Parnell, you just like, fellas, pay no attention to that scoreboard. It's 0-0. Let's go out and win the second half and see if we can't maybe get the ship righted here and go Friday up to Grace and maybe have a better showing. But I don't know what else you do.
I don't know. Try to find something positive you can take out of this, you know. But you're right. I mean, wow, have we ever been here and seen a halftime lead of 38 points? I don't think so. And we've seen some lopsided scores in Lucky Arena.
Yeah, and you know, talking to a few folks here, I think everyone in the gym tonight knows there's a little bit of an aberration. The Wildcats are playing outstanding. Oregon Tech just couldn't buy a basket, and we know they're a much better team than that as we see some of the highlights here in the first half. You know, Seth Maxwell leading the way with his 14 points. I love the first half that Javen Buchanan had, though.
Outstanding. He did not play like a freshman.
Well, right there, this is the story of the first half. Turnovers, 15 turnovers for Oregon Tech, and how often were the Wildcats able to convert? They did it quite often.
No doubt about it. And Seth had a nice first half with, what, 14 points, I do believe. Well, let's see what happens here as we start this second half.
And now, boy, the foul is going to be called on Eric Frazier. But Frazier got maybe it popped in the nose a little bit, and it's.
They could have called. They might look at this.
Okay, well, the call was.
They're coming to look at this. Yes.
Okay, guys, we're going to see if we get a replay here, and I'll let you know. Hold tight here. I'll let you know when we want to run it.
Okay, we want to go right to that play on the side.
And here we go. And if you can replay that, please. Same thing. There we go. Shout out to Silas Weghorst in the truck. And Nick Small on replay. And we're going to have, hold tight for one moment. We're going to have the other official take a look at that very same replay. Hold tight, and I'll let you know when we're ready. Here we go.
Since it's above the shoulder.
And one more time. Okay, that's good.
They're good.
Kind of, this is an interesting call. We'll wait to see because maybe in the cylinder, yes, but also the swing through was high.
Yeah.
So.
See what they call.
So, could be a double.
I think they're saying that the swing of the arms were in his bodily motion, and it wasn't a chicken wing type chop. If you turn your body as you swing your arms, in most cases, that's fine. Just like a big man getting a rebound, and you can use your pivot foot.
Okay.
Keep your elbows out and swing your body. As long as you're swinging your body with your arms, you're fine. And I think that's what they decided on.
And well, as we see, that's going to be the foul on Frazier, his third, team's first here. So the Wildcats have the basketball. Here's the kick out. Adikasi with the drive. In the paint? No. I'm telling you, it's the West End. After the game, we're going to get the level out and see if that rim is.
It might be like one of those carnival rims, Roger, and it's about 6 inches too narrow.
And the foul out on top here as Noah Smith reached in on Cam Osborne there.
Did you ever look at those carnival rims from the side?
Oh, yeah.
They're pushed way back, pancaked way back. What do you talk about when you're up 38 points, you know?
Long three, no. Adikasi lost the hand on the rebound, but it's out of bounds off of the Hustling Owls.
Very seldom do you see the ball taken out of Tim's arms. He's strong as an ox.
So the Wildcats will have it. Oh, we're still not a minute into the second half. We have several whistles.
I still say Big Tim would be a great tight end. Size, strength, good hands.
Piercefield almost lost his footing, but got it back. Baseline, turn around, left it short. And back come the Owls. Quickly up ahead to Potts. He gives it up to Frazier.
Oh, wow.
Blocked inside.
That was all ball.
.15 on the shot clock. Inside,
Oh,
another
again.
block.
Back to back.
And Eric Frazier just looks over at his coach and says, Coach.
Seth Maxwell's got the SWAT-o-meter started here.
You know, sometimes you'll see.
He says, I'll delete that one.
You'll see, off the inbounds once again. A turnover. Potts going to hold on to that. That's a tough inbounds play with Maxwell.
It is.
Camped
Absolutely.
underneath. He is a legit 7 foot.
Oh, no doubt. He's stronger than he looks, too.
You got the double team there, lost the dribble, but Cleaver picks it up, short, but saves it. Here's Noah Smith. And the bump before the shot.
They called that on the floor?
Yes, I believe it's going to be on Keegan Shivers. And it is. Well, we've had no scoring. About 2 minutes gone here. That's
Both
second.
teams have had some good shots, too.
Second team foul, Perry.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
dipsy-doo on the inbounds play. And Piercefield knocks it in. He has 4 points now. You know, we mentioned Piercefield was leading the team in scoring at 20 points a ball game. Someone else needed to step up, and they have.
Yes.
Wildcats have been on fire offensively with Piercefield with only 4 points.
And if you're just joining us, yes, you're. Wow.
Oh,
Seth
man.
Maxwell hits the delete button again.
That was a really nice feed inside to Potts, but Maxwell just swatted it.
If you're just joining us, you are seeing the scoreboard right. The Wildcats are up by 40 points. And I'm not kidding you, Roger. If it gets any uglier, we might have to give a viewer discretion advisory. I mean, 40-point lead.
And there you see Maxwell inside. Javen Buchanan checks in for Griffin Cleaver. Talking to some Oregon Tech folks here during halftime. The team actually got in late Sunday into Indianapolis. Oh,
well, why not?
What do you do?
Seth Maxwell's having a good hair day today.
Well, he's reigning player of the year in the Crossroads League. Oh, that's a high percentage shot.
Yes. Boy, did Oregon Tech need that.
And I like right there, Joey Potts that time was like, if you're going to block this shot, you're going to foul me. He went aggressive to the rim. Seth Maxwell off the dribble. Had it swatted back. This time by Potts.
Yeah, and Seth was getting ready to hammer that one.
Up ahead quickly. Potts once again.
Wow, back to back.
Well, and that is Oregon Tech's game. We talked about pregame. They want to get stops and get out and run. That's where they're most effective. Piercefield kicks it out. Out of Jacassi. His three was off the mark. Here's Shivers up ahead. Wide open three. Long offensive rebound. Another open three. This time it's knocked in by Eric Frazier. 55-20. And Coach Greg Conagle wants a 30-second timeout.
Roger, there's an emptiness here in this stadium arena here tonight. John Herman is not with us tonight. He's in the sunny state of Arizona.
What?
Yeah, it's just not, there's something missing when John is not. He's such a fixture here. And my goodness, what a great supporter. And here we're seeing some replays here. I'm going to go ahead and talk while we're watching. It's amazing. You know, Big John gets involved, Roger, in these young men's lives, these players' lives, and mentors and helps. And Just a huge asset to the program. And
Big John Appleseed, I call him.
Big John Appleseed. Anyway, Big John, if you're watching, we salute you. We give a shout out to you, and we appreciate you.
Hey, another really good buddy, good friend of the program, Jay Ferguson. Cannot be here and had some health struggles and some issues. Wanted to send a shout out to Jay and let him know we're thinking about him and we miss him.
We miss him. Awesome. Well, you know, technology has come a long ways. You can go about anywhere you want now and watch Wildcat basketball, and what a blessing that is.
And of course, we always want to send our welcome to any fans of the opposing team. This time, all the Oregon Tech fans.
Yes. And you know what? Hey, let's say this. They're getting clobbered here tonight, and their sportsmanship has been absolutely fantastic.
Look at that.
Wow. I mean, what else can you say?
Here's a high lob back the other way. Oh, somehow it was controlled by Potts. But Seth Maxwell now with 18 points. I'm going to tell you what, this Oregon Tech team will be in contention for their conference. They always are every year.
Yeah,
They'll be a team, you'll see it in the national tournament.
Sure. And you can't judge a team on one game. I mean, we all have a bad game.
There's a whistle now. And
watch this here. We see that alley-oop.
Yes. High percentage finish
Big
right
time
there.
Center punch right there.
Well, Tim Adetukasi is going to be at the line.
What on here?
Well, they called a flop on.
Oh, okay. Had they already had a flop warning?
Yes.
They'd had a. Okay,
I believe so.
I missed.
On the kick, remember?
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. You're right.
And
yes. Yes.
Adetukasi misses the free throw. I believe that call was on 23. Keegan Shivers. I could be wrong. But guess it's all even as Adetukasi missed the free throw. 59-22 with about 15 minutes to go here in regulation. Out of the corner, Frazier three in and out. Maxwell outlets it here to Piercefield. There's a 1-on-3, so Spencer backs it out. Inside.
I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. What do you say?
No. Just a nice little backdoor cut.
Wildcats have got their A game tonight. And they needed this so bad. They came out so hungry, Roger. And it has showed out here on the court.
The timeout on the floor. Nope, I guess there's not a timeout on the floor as we see Maxwell there, but Javen Buchanan picked up his third foul and kind of got caught behind on that screen and got grabbed for the hole. Now there is a timeout on the floor, so we'll take a break with 14:39 to go. The Wildcats on top. Big time. Roger Alcock, Perry Frank, back here in Lucky Arena on the campus of Indiana Wesleyan University. And it's been the Seth Maxwell show here in the second half.
It has. I mean, he's doing it all. There we see Potts getting, he had back-to-back slam dunks.
Yeah. And we have seen Oregon Tech certainly come to life here a little bit more in the second half than what we saw in the first. But, I mean, the hole that was dug is just...
They can't handle Seth Maxwell. I mean, Seth's scoring from inside, outside. We know he's not a one-trick pony. I mean, Seth has got a lot in his arsenal, and he's showing it here.
Great defense by Piercefield down in Guerra. Here's an open three from Frazier. No, and a push off.
Yep.
And that fouls on Blake Jensen, 6'7" sophomore from Sherwood, Oregon. Now a little full court pressure here, more man-to-man pressure from Oregon Tech. I guess in this situation, maybe you try out some different defenses. You get some practice in on them. Yeah?
You've got nothing to lose if you're Oregon Tech, for sure.
Here's Piercefield with the drive and the kick. Nolan Mader.
Well, he can make that shot, Roger.
Yes, and that's his second three.
And he's getting some minutes this year, which is well-deserved. He works hard in practice. I believe he's redshirt sophomore. And it's good to see Nolan cashing in on his minutes.
Well, and that's, you know, the Wildcats, as we see the three here from Mader. Indiana Weston, of course, lost Dan Largy, senior. He was kind of, you know, the shooter scorer last year, but I think the guy they missed the most and as the hardest to replace is Michael Thompson III.
You were talking about that earlier, and I can't disagree with that.
Well, I mean, yes, he was an offensive threat, but
he brought a lot to the table.
Well, he brought in terms of energy and enthusiasm on the defensive end and on rebounding. I'm telling you, that guy did a lot.
Yeah, he did. Both fine young men. It was sure good to get to know both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they're doing well. I believe.
Dan Money Largy.
I think Michael Thompson's playing pro ball overseas.
Yeah. And offensive foul, I think, was going to be called on.
What'd they call that?
I did not see. I thought it was a pretty good move that time by Tim, but he may have dipped that shoulder.
That's a big shoulder to dip if that's the case. Here we go. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, I think he probably did.
And Blake Jensen there. We're going to get a little better look here. Blake Jensen. Yep. That's the fourth team foul. Both teams now.
When you're up by 40, you're not going to argue if you're Greg Tonigal.
Yeah.
You know, it'll soon get to the point where you just don't want to get anybody to get injured in a blowout like this.
Guerra picks up his dribble. Here's Jensen with the drive, and that could be a charge. Noah block.
Noah block said he was inside the circle.
And the official very instant on that call and clearly saw the defender inside the circle.
Oh, wow. He was set, but I think his heels might have been in the arc.
And Perry, you're more the rules expert than I am, but if any part of the defender's foot is touching that line, you're in the circle.
Yes, it's a violation.
You have to be completely outside of that arc.
You do. That's not an easy call for the official to make because he has to look.
Well, you're looking charge block plus the placement. That is not an easy cut.
Absolutely, and they don't have the luxury of replay like we do.
But when they make it emphatic, you can be pretty confident in it. There's a whistle now on the hand check.
You know, Spencer Piercefield really has made the transition very well. He come in more of a shooting guard, and especially with Noah's injury last year, he had to play the point. I thought Spencer Piercefield the entire season gave us a lot of stability from that point guard position.
There's no question about it. And you can see him here with Noah out. He's running the point with Griffin Cleaver at that 2 spot. Here's Buchanan, who had the big first half. Javen in the paint. Fade away, no. Oh, Mader slapped the rebound so hard he knocked it out of his own hands. But there was Alex Stauffer.
Well, the party continues. 42-point Wildcat lead.
I believe that's the biggest lead of the ball game.
I think you're right.
Alex Stauffer.
Well, Alex had a game last year where he hit something like 8 out of 10 threes, didn't he, or something like that?
The junior from Middlebury, Indiana. There's a nice drive and the feet inside.
Yeah, it was a nice rotation, but yet he did foul. That was a good call. But I like the fact that Nolan rotated down.
So that will send to the line
Take a look at it there. See,
Just
like the
a little late.
aggressiveness. Yes, yes.
But to the line for Oregon Tech, Cody Bauman, the lefty. Misses that free throw. Jay Elmore checking back in. And I did get it. I think it bears repeating a little bit. This Oregon Tech squad, pretty young team. Pretty young team.
Yes, they're young, yes.
But talented.
Yes.
And we know they can score. We said in their first game of the year at William Jessup. William Jessup, another outstanding team. Preseason ranked the number 6 in the nation. They're a good ball club. Tech beat them 95-76, so we know this team can score.
Yes, and we know they have a good coach.
Yeah.
Justin Parnell is a good coach in his 7th year. Excellent track record. And of course, we sit right here by the Oregon Tech bench, and he's got everything under control. You know, it's not fun getting blown out like they are, but.
Can we say this?
What's that?
Where our vantage point here next to the visiting team bench, we see a lot of different personalities and coaches, and some you appreciate more than others. This guy, he's a classy coach.
He's a class act. He absolutely is a class act, no doubt. You're right. We have seen it all over the years, Roger. I think this is my 15th year, and we have seen it all.
I've lost count, but this is either 22 or 23 for me.
Yeah, you're the experienced old man.
And let's see what the call is inside here. I think there's a call away from the ball. Yeah, that was actually away from the ball, so the foul is on Jody Bauman. And I think also as we see Noah Smith out here, I think we're going to see really miss an entire year coming off that knee injury. It's going to be exciting to see him kind of get his legs back and get back in the rhythm. You just don't pick it up where you left off.
That's right.
And especially sometimes on the defensive end, he's an outstanding defender. There's Griffin Cleaver. Griffin Cleaver all the way from Kansas.
You know, and Griffin showed a lot of composure as a freshman last year. We watched him develop as the season went on, and we knew he was going to be a great Wildcat player.
Ooh, that was shades of the first half right there with the turnover. Oh, back the other way.
I saw that coming.
Yep. And a foul on Spencer Piercefield. That will send Jamison Guerra to the line.
Number 13, Piercefield hits first.
On Spencer is that's his 3rd foul, but team's 7th, so this was a shooting foul. Guerra will be shooting 2, but the Hustling Owls will be at the line from here on out.
The question is, when will Greg Townigal start to empty his bench?
Well, there's still a lot of time to
There's a lot of time, but there's a 40-point lead.
Yeah, and if I remember the Wildcats schedule correctly, they don't play for another week.
I think you're right.
There'll be a big early season. Oh, we better stop and give Stauffer his. Oh, that was Cleaver. Cleaver with 2 straight.
That was Griffin Cleaver, yes.
I was looking down at the schedule, but 2 straight threes from Griffin Cleaver, and now Piercefield picks up the foul. Take a look here from Griffin Cleaver.
Griffin hits back-to-back threes.
And that's going to be huge.
Pardon me?
They've got Wildcats have to have a consistent 3-point shooting threat other than Spencer Piercefield.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to spread it out, no doubt about it.
So at the line for Oregon Tech, Joey Elmore. Higgins checks in for the Owls.
Really, the cool thing about it, you know, if Spencer Piercefield is obviously our best shooter, and he knows it, but yet he's so unselfish. He'll give up a shot to let somebody else on his team get involved.
Buchanan back in. I was going to say, the Wildcats, Perry, they have a week off, but then next week they have a huge, huge basketball game because it's one of those odd early season conference games as they host Mount Vernon Nazarene here next Tuesday. And that's a men and women's doubleheader, I believe. But
that's an early conference game, absolutely.
Early conference game against one of the top teams in the conference.
Yes,
you better be ready.
You better. The test drive's over.
Yeah.
I mean, the real thing starts absolutely next week as far as conference game goes.
And then after that, they go on the road in the Small College Classic to take on Dakota Wesleyan and then Morningside, two really good teams.
Yes.
I believe that's I have to double check if that's in South Dakota or North Dakota, but it's a really an elite small college basketball tournament.
Yep.
But similar to Oregon Tech, it's one of those scenarios where you're going to have to, get on the plane, go out there, and
Sure.
kind of that.
Suck it up and go.
Yeah. Buchanan
He
knocks
them
down
both
those free
down.
throws. Yes. That ties the biggest lead at 43. 75-32. I don't know.
Seth got a piece of that one.
I think he did. Oh, a good hustle play there. But it's out of bounds off of Oregon Tech. Yeah, it didn't look like Seth got much of it.
But you're right. I'm sure he got his fingertips on it.
I don't know if it was, maybe it was Guerra in the first half. It was either him or Noah Thomas who got that really high arcing shot like that.
He got it over the tree, but he couldn't get it over the branches. Big Seth got a piece of it. Seth's got some long branches.
Here's Noah Smith posting. And there's a kick out to Cleaver. Cleaver's three. Got it.
Wow, the trifecta.
And just like that, Griffin Cleaver now has 9 points here in the second half. Three back the other way, in and out. Boy, it's been a tough night shooting for the Hustling Owls. Well, Griffin thought about that three.
He thought about number 4.
78-32, 45-point lead. Perry, I really thought this game was going to be a shootout.
We all did. They're 4 in a row. Ah.
In and out.
Boy, he tried.
Well, put him on the bench.
Yes. He is human.
There's the drive.
Seth got him with the body.
And going to the line will be Guerra. And I'm going to be a little honest with you. I was a little nervous about this game for the Wildcats. Just quite frankly, they did not play well Saturday.
I know. I was speaking with the coaches before the game, Roger, and they had a funny look on their face that I'm not sure I've ever seen before. They just were not happy the way things were moving.
Well, they had the very nice win on the road to open the season against Cornerstone. Again, Cornerstone, another, perennial, great program, great coach. Tim Elder's up there, Hall of Fame coach. Wildcats had a nice game, won that one up at a neutral court at Spring Arbor, but against Indiana Tech, they really the lowest scoring output in the 18 seasons Greg Tonigal has been the head coach.
Isn't that something?
And then they struggle again offensively against, and you're like,
I know. When's it going to come?
Yeah.
Well, it has arrived tonight.
It's a different story. No doubt about it.
It has arrived, and it's been gift wrapped. No doubt about it.
A little soft pressure there from Oregon Tech, but they back it out. Jesse Higgins, big 6'10" senior from Medford, has checked in. Buchanan, tough baseline shot.
Forced that one a little bit.
Got in trouble when he picked up his dribble.
Yeah, his defender did not go for the pump fake, and then it was all downhill after that.
Is this a turnover? Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, they had 15 turnovers in the first half. I believe that's 19 now for the ball game. I mean, you want to keep your turnovers down, maybe. You'd love to be in single digits, but 12.
Yeah, you can live with 10 or 12 turnovers, sure.
Not 19 or 20 with still 9 minutes to go. Cannon swings around to Cleaver. Oh.
Wow, a little shake and bake there.
Elmore thought he pushed off. Here's the dish.
Oh, nice,
Buchanan.
unselfish.
An extra pass to Buchanan, no. And out of bounds, it'll be Oregon Tech basketball.
Alex Duffer passed up a wide open 18-footer. Wildcats definitely share the ball, and in most cases that will lead to success.
Yeah, you love to see the extra pass, no doubt about it.
You do.
The drive and the foul, Noah Thomas. I think in the second half, Perry, is it safe to say Noah Thomas, Jason Guerra, the guards for Oregon, they've been much more aggressive attacking the basket, at least trying to draw fouls, get to the line.
Yep.
Make something happen that way. I think more so than what they had done in the first half.
Right. We see a replay there.
One more free throw to come for Noah Thomas.
Boy, Oregon Tech is missing free throws all night.
Boy, and then Thomas just couldn't handle the loose ball out of bounds.
Thomas makes 1 of 2 from the line.
$8:35 to go. Here's Griffin Cleaver. I think what's been good about this is Seth Maxwell is, I don't know, he had about 18 points, and he's been able to sit down and let some other guys get some time.
We said before the game started that we thought it would go through Seth Maxwell, and that's exactly what happened, and it's paid dividends big time there. Noah Smith got rejected inside.
Back the other way. Shivers gives it up. Here's Thomas with the drive to step through. Oh, he couldn't get that one to fall. The battle for the loose ball comes down to Buchanan, who draws the foul.
Number 35,
Faust picks up his first foul. Team's 8. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll take a break here along the Wildcat Basketball Network.
Number 13, Piercefield, and number 42, Maxwell. And for the Owls, we're playing number 5, Frazier.
Back here in Lucky Arena, Perry, normally we go over some stats right now, but I don't know if that they mean a whole lot. We've got to talk. We saw a spy in the house. Jordan Widener.
Yes. Little scout going on.
Jordan Widener, of course, Wildcat legend, All-American. Led them to their first ever national championship.
Yes, he definitely left his mark in the program.
Now, of course, associate head coach at
Grace.
Tell you what, Jordan Widener's going to be a great head coach someday, isn't he?
He did head coach here last year, you know, in the absence of their head coach.
And beat the Wildcats.
He got him a win. He sure did.
And you don't think he was bumped about that?
I'm sure he was.
And that was in the Crossroads League tournament, was it not?
Yes, it was.
Pull-up jumper in the paint, in and out. Put back, no. Wow. Buchanan got a piece of that. Look at Javen Buchanan, working hard. And finally knocking it down, though. That was Thomas. Well, Oregon Tech still staying scrappy, Perry.
They are. They're not giving up.
Again, we said Friday night they will be up at Winona Lake to take on the Grace Lancers, and then Saturday at Mishawaka to take on the Bethel Pilots. Here's Adekasi's three. Ooh, he's been off tonight.
That was off the minute it left his hands.
Tim can knock down the three, but
we've seen him hit the three. He can.
He hasn't gotten it dialed in yet tonight.
I mentioned a little bit ago, I sat down and talked with Tim before the game, and he's dealing with some injuries. He said, I'm just going to play through it, fight through it, do the best I can, and hopefully we can get some wins.
Well, since it's election night, in the spirit of election night, with 7 minutes to go, we're going to predict an Indiana Wesleyan victory.
Oh, we're going to call it?
We're going to call it.
We're going to call it, okay.
CNN has yet to call it, but we're going to call it, Perry. But should the Wildcats hold on to win, which we assume they will, this is really, I think, an important win for Wildcats.
Absolutely.
With the week off going into the Mount Vernon game. They needed to right the ship after last Saturday.
I'll tell you what, Roger. A hungry Greg Tonigal team is dangerous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play them. And these Wildcats came out very hungry tonight, and it is showing on the scoreboard.
Left to the line, Griffin Cleaver, who's knocked down 3 threes here in the second half.
He's got double figures now.
Yeah, 10 points with that free throw. Tull is going to check in for Oregon Tech. Both teams will be shooting free throws, shooting 2 free throws from here on out. Under 7 minutes to play. The drive, and well, just cannot get that one. Hadwick, Kyle Hadwick in now, the junior from Klamath Falls, right there in Oregon Tech country. Boy, look at Buchanan with the drive. Got a little too deep.
He almost put that in on the finger roll.
I'm not even sure how he got that ball up above the rim.
I know it.
Swinging around over here to Grant Tull, who lost the handle.
That was a gift.
Nolan Mader. We call him Top Gun. Nolan Mader. Just getting ready to check back in. And now we see for the Wildcats, Jordan Brown. Redshirt sophomore from Brownsburg, Indiana. Number 11 will check in for Indiana Wesleyan as well. Blake Jensen for Oregon Tech, placing Jesse Higgins. Now we see the Wildcats going more to their bench. Oh, Seth Maxwell's still in there. And Piercefield as well. There's a bump on Mader. That'll send Noah Thomas, to the line. I'm going to tell you what, I really think this Oregon Tech Grace game on Friday night, that could be a heck of a ball game.
Sure. Could.
Oregon Tech is not going to shoot like that.
No.
In 2 games, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
And we know Grace can score. They've got some outstanding athletes up there.
Well, I think Grace was preseason pick number 2 in the conference, I think.
Yeah. That could be a really good basketball game. And the free throw there by Thomas. He has 7 points now, under 6 minutes to play. Seth Maxwell draws the double team. But it's knocked away by Hadwick. That was really nice defensive play by Hadwick to duck under there and knock that one away. Wildcats will have 17 on the shot clock. Bowman gets ready to check back in. There's back door to Jordan Brown, and Jordan will go to the line.
Jordan's going to get a chance to get on the scoreboard.
So on Hadwick, that'll be his first. 10 team fouls for Oregon Tech. In and out on the, both these teams, traditionally very good free throw shooting teams. Neither one has been great tonight from the free throw line.
Hadn't mattered for the Wildcats,
So. Stauffer will check in for Seth Maxwell. Got to believe that'll be it for Seth.
Yes, I would think so.
So Wildcats have Nolan Mader, Alex Stauffer, Jordan Brown, then Griffin Cleaver and Spencer Piercefield. Well, the Wildcats don't have Luke Stevens, who could come in and give you some good minutes at that point guard position.
He told me that he's getting ready to go back to practice. So.
Yeah. But that's why you see, Piercefield's back in there.
Yes.
Got to have Piercefield or Noah Smith, one of the two.
Luke Stevens dislocated his kneecap. That was an issue. And rather than surgery, he's going to try and fight through it and do the best he can.
Here's Stauffer on the left wing. Near steal and knocked out of bounds off of Piercefield. This Noah Thomas is going to check out now. He's played a hard second half.
He's played hard. Showed hustle right there on that defensive play.
83-40, though, with exactly 5 to play here in regulation. The dump inside. Jordan Brown swats it away, though, from Blake Jensen. And Cleaver now with the drive, left-handed shot. Oh, my.
Wow. He got that over an outstretched arm. Cleaver now has 13, all in the second half.
Big second half for Griff Cleaver. Sophomore all the way from Kansas City, Missouri. We need to go visit Griffin sometime and when he's home and get some good Kansas City barbecue.
Well, yeah, I'd go along with that.
And now Spencer Piercefield's going to check out. Javen Buchanan back in. See who runs the point here for Indiana Wesleyan. Off the inbounds. Oh, they just split the zone off the inbounds and an easy layup for Cody Bowman.
Getting a little sloppy now. Both teams are in the double bonus.
Well, Hadwick's going to pick up the foul. Yeah, this is kind of that point in the game where the last 4 minutes and 14 seconds could last 20 minutes if keep fouling. But when these guys come in off the bench, obviously they want to play hard. But that's where you, as a coach, I would think you guys, I want you to play well too. Disciplined.
Sure.
Quit fouling. Mater knocks down those free throws. He has 13. Big night. That may be a career high for Nolan Mater.
I think that's his career high.
The step, the stop, the pop, in and out. Oh, Buchanan lost the handle. Boy, he had it in his hands and it just popped right out.
Yes, he did.
And the follow-up. Mater gives it up, and here's the kick out to Cleaver to drive. Yep. And the turnover. Up ahead, and the layup is up and in by Grant Toll. 87-46 now. Only question remaining, what will the final vote tally be?
That's true.
Thank goodness, Perry, in the game of basketball, there are no mail-in baskets, right? No mail-in points.
No mail-in. That's getting pretty creative, Raj.
Oh, Buchanan, no. Stauffer with the right. No, that's Nolan Mater.
That's Nolan Mater.
Well, count the basket and put him at the line. That's Hadwick with the foul. His third. I think, though, if you're a Wildcat fan, I think one of the things I really like maybe the most about this game is certainly Seth Maxwell had the big game with 20 points, but a lot of balanced scoring as Buchanan had a dozen. 11 points from Mater. Actually, he's at 13 now. Offensive rebound, working hard inside and getting the basket and drawing the foul was Cody Bowman. But
yeah, from top to bottom, it's been a straight ticket.
Yeah, Noah Smith.
Had to throw that one in at you, Raj.
Who else?
No, seriously speaking,
Yeah.
we spoke earlier about the contributions that the bench has given. Greg Townsend here tonight.
Well, Griffin Cleaver with 13.
We know you
Stauffer with 10.
We know you don't make it through the conference play successfully without a solid bench.
Yep. 89-48. Here's Buchanan out on top. Cleaver will back it out. Oh, he steps in, knocking down the three.
Wow, that was from the promised land.
Pulling the lever.
Yes, he pulled the
Punching
lever
the
from
ticket.
Drake. He punched the ticket.
Griffin Cleaver, though, now with 16. There's a nice drive to the basket, knocking it down. It's Kyle Hadwick, I believe. And now a foul here out on top will send Jordan Brown tonight. How many other little cliches can we come up with?
Well, we got 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
For Indiana Wesleyan, Johnny Jameson getting red check in, the freshman from Arlington, Texas. Grace Prep Academy. I actually had the privilege of being down there a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Awesome.
A little swing through the state of Texas. Johnny, a 6'6", 210-pound freshman. Grace Prep, a very nice school in Arlington, that Dallas-Fort Worth area. I don't know if you've been to Dallas-Fort Worth area lately. That place is...
Arlington, that's the home of the Rangers. That's where their stadium is.
Yes, sir. It has exploded. Just a massive metropolitan area. The drive, the high arc and won't go. The putback, no. Once more, no. But put Bowman at the line.
Well, one thing about a 42-point lead, nobody's going to call for a recount.
No. And that ball, though, just hanging on the rim like a Chad.
Yeah. That was just a little late.
Oh, forgive us, folks. You know what's interesting, though? It's really been kind of a basically even second half. The Wildcats have extended their lead a little bit, but it was such a big hole.
Yeah, you're right. The last 8 or 10 minutes has been kind of even.
Elmore knocking it down. Here's Brown swinging around to Mater and looking inside for Stauffer. Alex Stauffer wheeling and dealing, and he had it knocked away that time by Jesse Higgins.
Push.
Yeah, Buchanan got just off balance there.
Yep.
I believe that's 4 in Javen. Saw some glimpses, though, particularly in the first half. I think what Javen is capable of. And
he had some nice moves that first half.
Explosive plays to the basket.
Wow.
And a lefty. Bowman knocks down the first free throw. He's had a nice, particularly second half, 14 points now. In and out, though. It's Mater. No, that's Stauffer with the rebound. But Cody Bauman, 14 points, most of those in the second half. Jordan Brown kicks it out. Here's the Johnny Jameson, stops, pops, knocks down the jumper. His first field goal as a Wildcat.
Yes. Nice shot from the 6'6" freshman.
Well, I don't think the Wildcats will reach 100 before the polls close here, but a much better offensive output tonight. There you see Johnny Jameson with his first field goal tonight. Now Cleaver was going to check in for Buchanan, but we're going to wait till after this free throw.
That's 5 on Buchanan.
Well, he got his money's worth tonight.
Yes, he did. I like what I see out of Buchanan. A lot of potential there. He came into the Wildcats program with a lot of credentials. Indiana All-Star, outstanding high school career, very successful.
Stauffer with the rebound of that miss. Well, Perry, as we said, after this ball game, the Wildcats will have a week off before they host Mount Vernon Nazarene, the Cougars, next week. Oh, Johnny Jameson. That one was online, just a little short in that long three. Oregon Tech have a chance to redeem themselves Friday night up in Warsaw against Grace. And we certainly wish nothing but the best for Oregon Tech on this swing through the state of Indiana. We hope they have a great trip. And
calling a flop.
Really? Oh, that flop is going to be called on Jordan Brown. And so that'll give a free throw. Kyle Hadwick will step up to the line for Oregon Tech, and he knocks that one down. But, well, great way for the Wildcats to get back to 500, Perry.
Yes, in a very emphatic way.
Yeah.
This is a big statement here tonight for Indiana Wesleyan. This could be a big confidence booster and a stepping stone headed into their first conference game.
Well, that'll do it. The Wildcats will just hold on to the basketball. The final score, the polls are closed. The Wildcats 94, the Hustlin' Owls of Oregon Tech 57. And again, Perry Frank, nice win for the Wildcats. And the most important ball game, though, of the year in this early part of the season is next week, because it's a conference game against Mount Vernon Nazarene. That will count big time.
Absolutely. So we saw a lot from top to bottom. We saw a lot of production from Indiana Wesleyan, and they can go to the locker room feeling good about themselves here this evening.
And once again, certainly wish the best to Coach Justin Parnell, the rest of this Hustlin' Owls squad, and the rest of their trip here through the state of Indiana. We both know this is a really good basketball team. They just offensively, it just didn't click for them tonight.
One of those games, that's right.
But certainly best wishes to them on the rest of the season and on their trip home at the end of the week. Well, so for Perry Frank, for the rest of our Wildcat basketball crew here at Indiana Wesleyan, we want to thank you for joining us. We'll see you Tuesday night. Once again, your final score, the Wildcats 94, Oregon Tech 57.